Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the Rocket City Network. Today, we are going to be talking about Ed Reed and Bethune-Cookman. All right. So a video just went viral. It was Ed Reed pretty much chastising, talking bad about Bethune-Cookman's facilities and their grounds, right? Trash everywhere is what he claimed. And I felt that me and my partner in crime, Courtney, we got to speak on it. Because for me, when I saw the clip, I felt a certain kind of way.
But I'm mutting us, man. Picking up trash. But I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. I should leave. I'm not even under contract doing this. I'm mutting us? Man, get out of here, man. They mutting me. These motherfuckers ain't even clean my goddamn office when I got here. I'm mutting y'all? Get your ass, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. All this shit here was trash in front of me. Who you think got this shit cleared out? That building right there got trash in it. It's fucking trash. What are you talking about? You need no goddamn donors to come out and help out, because people just want money. That's why I don't fuck with social network. Fuck out of here, man. I've been mutting and showing shit. Prime was not wrong about what he was saying.
And here's my take real quick, Courtney. Bethune-Cookman picked you up. They picked you up when the University of Miami probably wouldn't allow you to sniff the coaching film room. All right. You had the audacity to air out dirty laundry for the whole world to see.
Right.
You could have pulled somebody to the side and said, hey, what is the schedule of the grounds crew? Can they come in here and clean up this mess, right? Clean up the facility, right? Not only that, you could have actually had your football players come and do some volunteer work to make sure the facility was up to your standards, okay? So we all know that HBCUs in general have had some issues with funding and they're not being ran properly in some of the aspects, right?
Right.
But we do know educational wise, HBCU grads, they tend to fare better than African Americans who go to PWIs. You see, I have my A&M hat on. I remember going to Alabama A&M and running into my fellow Afro-American college students, right? That went to other schools. They were under the impression that if you got an A at Alabama A&M in any kind of subject, right? Any subject, it didn't matter. If you got an A at Alabama A&M, that was equivalent to getting a C at the University of Huntsville in Alabama.
Right.
Yeah, it was like getting a C. It was like getting a C at Calhoun.
Yeah.
Right? This is how destructive their brains were.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Now, fast forward 20, 25 years later, these same individuals, they tend to be your most pro-Black folks across the board. Okay. And I have no problem with that. Being pro-Black, excuse me, is not what you profess, is what you practice. Okay.
Right.
You practice it with the mentorship, donating to the alumni associations, donating to different organizations in a city that are doing good for those who are disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Courtney, you saw the clip. Were you as disgusted as I was?
I'm kind of torn. Like, I get what Ed Reed was saying. I think what ticked him off is he felt like he was getting criticized unfairly, right? I think he felt like, it's like we know why HBCUs were started, right? Right. Yes. We know the history of HBCUs. We know, like you just hit on it a few minutes ago, that we have some stuff that we need to clean up in our universities. But we also know that you went to A&M, I went to Oakwood, right? Even though you didn't know me, like our paths hadn't crossed yet, but just by going to an HBCU, we're all connected, right? We
Yes.
all got that experience.
Yes.
And so Ed Reed didn't go to an HBCU. He went to my University of Miami. So the challenges that HBCUs face, he never faced at Miami because Miami was always a top program and they always gonna get the funding. You know, unless you are Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, those powerhouse basketball programs that almost bring just as much money in as the football program, right? So Miami's basketball program was always horrible. They just started coming around a couple years ago, but Ed Reed needs to understand, bro. You wanted to go there, you took the job. Okay, you see that the facilities are not up to standard. You're not Deion Sanders, but you can follow that Deion Sanders blueprint, right? Deion didn't air dirty laundry while he was there at Jackson State before he got there. I don't want to say he aired it after he left. Some things came to the surface after he left, but Ed Reed, you haven't even held a practice yet, and you're already doing damage to your school.
Yes.
Right? Because the people in the video, he said, I don't even have a contract yet. So how am I mudding the school? Well, with this video, Ed Reed, if Bethune-Cookman said kick rocks, they might tell you to kick rocks, being that the attitude that you displayed. I understand the passion that you have, but you know, there are other ways to go about doing things, right? Life is about growth. And I feel like instead of him getting on social media and airing those grievances out, he could have went to the administration and done that.
Definitely.
Instead of getting on social media, arguing back and forth with individuals. And my thing is, what do you think an alumnus of Bethune-Cookman is gonna say if they're a current student or a student who graduated? They're not going to take too kindly to you trashing their school. And you haven't made an impact there yet. You haven't made. Deion Sanders could talk about Jackson State because he went there and he made an immediate impact.
Yes.
Ed Reed, you're not going to make that immediate impact like Deion Sanders. And so while I don't disagree with what you said, it's always in how you say things.
Definitely.
So
Go ahead.
Oh, and just my last point is, I think he's going to have to do damage control before he even steps foot on a football field. You need to sit down and you need to talk to those individuals who are there at that campus every day and maybe understand why it was trash in there. See, you went in there and it was trash and you cleaned it up, and that's cool. But let's sit down and find a reason why it was trash, and then let's work on solutions so that won't happen again.
Definitely. And my thing is, I understand, Ed Reed, that this might be a resume builder for you, you know. But you have to understand, you can't take things so, you have to be careful what you say, just like you said, right? You have to be able to pull somebody to the side, pull the administrator to the side, pull the athletic director and say, hey, I think we need to implement some of these changes.
Yeah.
Not only that, you know, you came from high school, which I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not sure which high school you went to, but it probably was a underserved high school.
Oh, definitely.
You go to Miami, which it's you know, you see these nice facilities.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh man, this is great. Then you go to the NFL. Oh, this is even spectacular. You know, so it's one of those things where, is he willing to get down into the muck and the mire, roll up those sleeves, burn that midnight oil to make this a working situation? Or is he trying to be Deion Sanders 1.5? For one, he doesn't have the personality. He does not have the personality. He does not have the pool, right?
Right.
I'm pretty sure nobody at the D1 level at these predominantly PWI schools, institutions that have larger programs than the
Right.
HBCUs, I'm pretty sure they were not knocking at his door to be a school analyst or a team analyst, right? I'm
No.
pretty sure. If there
Right.
was, somebody correct me in the comments, correct me.
Right.
But I think Bethune-Cookman, they're trying to ride that Dion train. They probably thought, hey, we got one of the best centers. I mean, the best safety. Excuse me, I'm thinking basketball, but we got one of the best safeties
Yeah.
history of the NFL. I think he can do some good, right?
Right.
He can shed some light to our school,
Yeah.
right? But before, like you said, before you even had a practice,
Yeah.
before you met the new recruits, before you met the freshmen, the
Right.
sophomores, the
Mhm.
juniors,
Yeah.
you already went on social media and aired out all kind of dirty laundry.
Yeah.
When Scott Frost went to Nebraska, they were horrible, right? He's since been
Mhm.
fired. I don't
Right.
recall him going to Nebraska and airing out any kind of dirty laundry that
Right.
pertained to that school,
Right.
right? But Ed Reed went down to Bethune-Cookman, bojangled and buck danced his way into that head coaching job without a contract. And then now he has the nerve to talk about, Dion, I know what you was talking about.
Yeah.
It just seems it seems like the reason why you're there is so disingenuous. It's just not, it's not real. It's not, you don't serve the kids that Dion, how Dion served them, right?
Right.
Altruistic, I don't believe that it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like, again, man, again, I respect and I understand what he's trying to do, but at the end of the day, you're hired to be a coach, and I'm not demeaning. I'm not demeaning being a head coach, but a coach is a unifier, and so
Yes.
I don't think, and I could be wrong, but it's my opinion that doing this way is not getting you on the right foot, right?
It was
I mean,
petty. It was like on some World Star. He trying to get
right,
on World Star.
right. It's and so I just think, man, that I just think that he has to go about. I think he needs to offer an apology, because when the people that hire you, it's like you spit in their face that fast. Like the season hasn't got rolling yet.
Nope.
I don't know if you met with any of your players or whatever, but you saying that you haven't got a contract yet, that part,
That don't sound right.
yeah, I don't like that part with you airing out that you haven't even gotten a contract yet. Like that part right there to me is you got to come. If I'm the chancellor, if I'm the school president, if I'm the athletic department, like you got to come talk to me. Us, we got to sit down and
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
meeting because nobody needs to know that you haven't got the contract yet. Like it seems to
yeah,
me that you volunteered to do this, and that's fine.
yeah.
I get it, but now you've opened it up to where I haven't even got a contract yet, and I'm down here doing that as if you're making it. Maybe I'm not saying he was implying it this way, but your statement is like, I'm here and like they're scrambling around to try to find a contract. I haven't got a contract to me, and I don't think that part of it is cool. That part right
No,
there,
no.
I don't think that part is cool. And I like Ed Reed, but I think he may have done himself a disservice. Because you know how life is, man. Like it just takes one moment, the window open, and your emotions set in, and you say one thing, and I think that he's gonna. I hope not, but in my opinion, I don't think it. I think he may have a little setback with this video.
And it kind of reminds me of talking about somebody behind their back, right?
Mhm.
If I hear Professor Courtney talking about somebody to me, and I'm laughing, I'm joking or whatever, but then I'm gonna go home and think like, damn, if he's talking about them to me,
Right.
is he gonna be talking about me to them? So if I'm Bethune-Cookman or if I'm any HBCU, wow, he's airing them out. Should we even take a chance on him? He might do the same thing to us.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's and with this whole situation, you got people on this side riding with Ed, and you got people that are in the middle.
Yeah.
You got people who are pretty much saying, hey man, get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm riding with the people that are saying, hey, get out of Dodge. And that's based off of what I seen. I seen him Bojangle and buck dance on social media.
Yeah.
Talking about a school, right? Yeah. That he said he ain't even got a contract on. Right. Well, I'm pretty sure if he had a contract, maybe your office would have been cleaned up. Hell, if you ain't got a contract, you ain't got an office. So you want to get on social media and have you a world star moment. It like you said, it does you a disservice.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's burnt that bridge with Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not going to cry any crocodile tears for him if they let him go, which it's hilarious. He ain't even got hired yet, but he hasn't signed the paperwork.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be too upset. Right.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is this: all these NFL players who are trying to give back, make it about giving back.
Yeah.
Not about trying to get to the next level. And I understand we all want to get to the next level in life. You can't just be at one level. You want to kind of rise and you want your salary to increase.
Correct.
I understand that. And I believe Deion he left that door open. We knew he wasn't going to stay at Jackson State. And there's still some people who are upset that he made that move, right? But I think a lot of folks who are on the side against Ed Reed, they feel like he's just using them. Sure, he might help out with the NIL. Sure, he might put them in a better light to get some more funding coming to that school, But once again, the Miami Hurricanes, Ed Reed, were not knocking at your door. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody tell me I was wrong in the comment section. Tell me I was wrong. Produce the paperwork that stated that Ed Reed had a defensive back position, coaching position with the University of Miami.
Yeah.
And I'll eat crow. Right. Yeah. Final thoughts on this subject.
Man, I just think, again, I just feel like instead of airing his grievances out on, and I don't even think he meant to do that. I just think he was on social media talking, and then people just threw shots at him and got defensive, and then it went from 0 to 100 real quick. So I think he has to sit down with school officials and just have a meeting and get everything out on the table, because we know our HBCUs have issues. We know there are people, the facilities are not up to date. We know people have been hired and fired, and we know nepotism is whatever. We know all that, and we know all that, but they're not perfect, right?
No,
because the same thing that's happening at our schools, they're happening at PWIs too.
PWI officials have sticky fingers as well.
Always. And so I think that, get your foot in the door first at Bethune-Cookman. Sit down, have a meeting with people. Like you stated earlier, you're not Deion Sanders. There's only one Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders can make moves without doing what Ed Reed did. He showed that in his 2-3 years at Jackson State. Jackson State, he produced that. He produced a winning program, back-to-back SWAC championship title game, although they lost this past season, but it can be done. But Ed Reed has to go about it the right way. And I think trust has been broken a little bit in this situation with Ed Reed. And I think that he needs to get in that meeting and say, hey, things went left on this social media thing. I'm here to build this program. I want you guys to trust me, because ultimately that's what it has to be. It has to be trust. Yeah, we know HBCUs, again, they have their issues. Nobody is perfect.
Exactly.
But I also think that Ed Reed, they took a chance on you, like you said, when nobody else would. And I think you kind of spit in their face a little bit.
Definitely. Um, Ed Reed, right? Probably one of the greatest safeties that the game is,
Definitely,
seen, right?
definitely greatest.
So I'm gonna put it like in this perspective, right? Ed Reed, one of the greatest safeties of all time, right? He can't even get a coaching position at the University of Miami. But I'm pretty sure if Peyton Manning wanted the head coaching position at Tennessee, he would get it.
Oh, he would immediately. All he has to do is say, "One day I want to be a head coach." They'll call him tomorrow.
Exactly. So I'll leave it at that. As always, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and we are out. Yeah.